Welcome to Card Market Catalyst, your go-to source for everything related to football card investing. Whether you're tracking the latest market trends or looking for the next big prospect, we've got you covered. If you enjoy the insights, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the show, and follow us for all our future episodes.
Welcome, premium clients, to today's exclusive briefing. I'm stepping into the role of your dedicated football investment advisor for the World Cup 2026 collectors market. And today, we are diving deep into Group G. But look, before we start, I need you to do something for me right out of the gate. Strip away your fandom. Literally. Forget about the teams you usually cheer for on the weekends. In this explainer, we're focusing entirely on market liquidity, capitalizing on momentum, and honestly, just maximizing your card market ROI. Sound good? Let's get into it.
Here's the game plan for today's briefing. First, we'll do a quick market overview for Group G. Second, we'll pinpoint the yield candidates you need to buy. Third, we'll lock in on our secure blue chips. Fourth, we'll talk profit taking and what to sell. And finally, we'll put it all together into your optimal portfolio strategy.
All right, part one, the market overview. Let's do a macro analysis of these teams.
So looking at the bookmaker projections, Belgium is the absolute market heavyweight here, sitting on roughly a 68% probability of winning the group. For us as investors, a deep tournament run is huge because it guarantees massive visibility, and visibility is literally the lifeblood of card valuation. Meanwhile, you've got Egypt and Iran battling it out for the remaining market share, fighting tooth and nail for that crucial second ticket to the knockout stage. And then there's New Zealand. At 2%, they are, well, a pure statistical outlier.
Before the tournament even kicks off, you need a cheat sheet. Here are the core market trends dictating our capital allocation. We're seeing explosive upside on buys, like Omar Marmoush, rock-solid stability on holds with veterans like Kevin De Bruyne, and some pretty glaring downward indicators on aging sells, like Romelu Lukaku. Keep this basic framework in the back of your mind as we break down each category. Moving right along to Section 2, the yield candidates. These are your assets with maximum growth potential. Number one, right at the top of our buy list, and honestly the single most explosive trade outside of the Belgian squad, is Egypt's Omar Marmoush. This is a guy who has evolved from a total insider tip to one of the absolute most recognizable African attackers playing today. And with his move to Manchester City, wow, he is primed for an unprecedented market surge. He's coming into the World Cup with elite top-tier club-level visibility. If Egypt makes it past the group stage, those early rookie cards and low-numbered parallels of Marmoush are going to see a massive, massive spike.
Now, within a single heavy-hitting team like Belgium, you can actually play a couple of different strategies. Jérémy Doku is your obvious high-visibility play, right? He's got that spectacular playing style, he's young, and he brings a massive fan base that the modern card market absolutely devours. On the flip side, you've got Johan Bakayoko. He's your lower-risk, sort of under-the-radar asset. While all the retail money is busy chasing Doku, Bakayoko's cheaper entry prices offer some really serious upside potential if he ends up having a breakout tournament. Okay, so as an investment advisor, it is incredibly rare for me to tell you to buy a defender. The card market heavily favors attackers. Actually, scratch that, it almost exclusively favors attackers. But Belgium's Zeno de Bast is the unicorn exception here. He offers immense long-term value simply because he has the youth and the pure talent to be a locked-in starter for a top European nation for the next decade. Snagging low-numbered rookie autos of a foundational player like this is a highly strategic, smart buy.
Now, if you're an investor hunting for those high-risk, high-reward penny stocks, I've got two sleeper picks for you. First up is Malik Fofana. If Belgium goes deep and he actually gets minutes on the pitch, his currently undervalued entry point, yeah, that's going to vanish overnight. Then we have the statistical anomaly of the group, New Zealand's Tyler Bindon. Literally almost no one is looking at New Zealand right now, probably because of that whole 2% chance of winning the group thing, which means if they manage to pull off even a single upset, the relative demand for his cards is going to absolutely skyrocket. He's a true classic long-term sleeper.
Let's shift gears to Section 3, the secure blue chips. This is all about bringing stability to your portfolio. Look, we need to be very clear about Mohamed Salah and Kevin De Bruyne. Both of them have had magnificent, legendary careers, but their legacy value is already fully priced into the market. Everyone on the planet knows exactly who they are. So we advise strictly holding these assets. Why? Because a massive, sudden price jump is highly unlikely unless they pull off some truly historic, out-of-nowhere tournament run. Selling them right now might be a bit premature if they perform decently, but buying aggressively at their current market cap, it just doesn't offer the ROI we're looking for. Hold tight.
This brings us to specialized assets, or what we call niche markets. So goalkeeper cards naturally have way lower overall market liquidity compared to your star strikers. However, Thibaut Courtois represents a phenomenal, super safe hold. He is undeniably a generational talent, and within that specific, dedicated collector niche, his long-term relevance is absolute. You don't just dump a premium asset simply because the daily trading volume is lower. You hold.
All right, Section 4. Sell. It is time for profit-taking and liquidating our risk assets.
The collector's market is ruthless, guys. It is constantly shifting its attention to the next shiny new generation. Romelu Lukaku has had a really great run, but let's face it, the investor gaze has completely moved on. Liquidate. The exact same goes for Iran's Mehdi Taremi. He's 33 years old, so major explosive growth spurts are basically impossible at this stage. And Chris Wood, sure, he's a New Zealand legend, but he entirely lacks the global demand necessary to actually move the needle on the international card market. Sell these assets and free up your capital for better plays.
Finally, Section 5, your optimal portfolio strategy. Let's look at the top 5 rankings.
Okay, so bringing it all together, here is your optimal Group G portfolio structure. We're ranking Omar Marmoush at the absolute top for potential ROI. Next, we heavily back that Belgian growth duo of Doku and Bakayoko so we can capture both the crazy retail hype and the value investor upside. We're going to anchor all that volatility with a really secure blue chip hold in Mohamed Salah. And to cap it off, we round out the top 5 with our unicorn defender, Zeno de Bost, securing that sweet long-term defensive value.
Now, Group G definitely lacks the sheer, overwhelming rookie volume of brackets featuring teams like Spain or Brazil, but honestly, that is actually a massive advantage. It allows you to concentrate your capital instead of spreading it too thin. The real market momentum here is being generated almost entirely by Doku, Marmoush, Bakayoko, and de Bost. Focusing heavily on these specific players is exactly how you beat the market. Remember, you don't need 100 different cards in your binder. You just need the right 5.
The global card market is moving incredibly fast right now as we approach kickoff, and prices are only going to climb higher as the hype builds. So I want you to look at your own collection today. The ultimate question for your personal investment strategy right now is, which rookie from Group G are you adding to your portfolio before the rest of the market catches on? Think about it. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next briefing.
Thanks for listening to Card Market Catalyst. If you enjoyed today's deep dive into football card investing, make sure to like and subscribe.